Hello and welcome back. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so right now and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single update. And don't forget to share this video because what we are about to unpack today is explosive, shocking, and shaking the very core of Zimbabwe's political landscape. The latest storm within ZANU-PF has erupted, and this time it's no ordinary political squabble. It's a fight at the very heart of the party, where loyalty, betrayal, and survival all collide. Geza, a man well known for his no-nonsense commentary on the affairs of ZANU-PF, has issued a stern and chilling warning directly to President Emmerson Mnangagwa, who do not dare fire General Constantino Chiwenga as vice president. Because if you do, the consequences could destabilize not just the ruling party, but the entire nation. Now, for those who may not recall, General Chiwenga is no ordinary man in Zimbabwean politics. He is the very architect of the November 2017 military intervention that ended Robert Mugabe's nearly 4-decade rule. Without Chiwenga and the military machine behind him, Mnangagwa would never have risen to the presidency. In the eyes of many, Chiwenga is the kingmaker, the godfather who made it possible for ED to sit in the highest office. But as we have seen so many times in African politics, power has no permanent friends, and when interests begin to clash, even the strongest alliances crumble. Geza's warning is not coming from speculation. It is rooted in whispers inside the corridors of power that Mnangagwa and his allies are plotting to cut Chiwenga loose ahead of the 2028 elections. The strategy, some say, is to eliminate Chiwenga from the succession race completely, leaving ED or his loyalists in a stronger position to decide who carries the ZANU-PF torch into the future. But here's where the danger lies: Chiwenga is not a man you just fire like a junior officer in the party. He is backed by war veterans, by key figures in the military, and by a significant faction within ZANU-PF itself. Attempting to push him aside could spark an internal rebellion that Mnangagwa might not be able to contain. Geza minced no words when he said firing Chiwenga would be the equivalent of opening Pandora's box. He made it clear that the nation is still recovering from deep divisions, and igniting another conflict at the very top of leadership could throw Zimbabwe into political chaos. Remember, Chiwenga's loyalty has always been questioned, but at the same time, his presence has acted as a stabilizer for those who believe the military must always have a seat at the table. Without him, Geza warns, the military might feel betrayed, sidelined, and ready to remind the civilian leadership that it still holds the ultimate power in Zimbabwe. Let us not forget the history between ED and Chiwenga. In the beginning, they were comrades in arms, united by their mission to remove Mugabe. But over time, cracks began to show. Allegations of plots, mistrust, and even poisoning rumors filled the political atmosphere. Chiwenga, a man who has survived serious health scares, has always maintained an iron grip on his faction. He is feared and respected, and any move against him will not be taken lightly. Geza's words almost sound like prophecy: if ED dares to fire Chiwenga, the very pillars holding ZANU-PF together could come tumbling down. The timing of these warnings is also critical. Zimbabwe is facing economic hardships, public anger over corruption, and growing opposition voices gaining traction. In such a climate, ZANU-PF cannot afford to tear itself apart from within. But Mnangagwa's camp seems determined to secure succession pathways that guarantee the survival of their interests. The question becomes, at what cost? Is it worth risking a civil war within ZANU-PF just to sideline one man? Or is Chiwenga too powerful to even attempt such a bold move? Geza pointed out that history has lessons, and one of them is simple: you do not underestimate the military's influence in Zimbabwean politics. Those who tried before were humiliated, some exiled, others silenced. If Mnangagwa forgets how he got into power in the first place, he may be making the same mistake that Mugabe made, ignoring the strength of his deputy until it was too late. Chiwenga is not just a vice president, he is a symbol of the armed wing of the liberation struggle, a man whose legacy is tied to the very foundations of the ruling party. Removing him would be like trying to rip the roots of a tree out of dry soil. It will not come out quietly. Already, murmurs of discontent are being heard in the ranks of war veterans, many of whom have pledged loyalty to Chiwenga. These are not ordinary citizens, these are men and women who fought with blood and sacrifice, and their voices carry weight in the political arena. If Mnangagwa dares to alienate them, he risks being isolated himself. Geza's warning is not only for ED's ears, it's a message to the entire party that tampering with the balance of power could have far-reaching consequences. Observers are watching closely, asking whether Mnangagwa will heed this warning or march ahead with his rumored plan. Some say ED's ambition to secure his legacy is clouding his judgment, while others argue that the real battle is about control of the future of Zimbabwe. Chiwenga represents a military-backed continuation of power, while Mnangagwa seeks a softer, more family-based transition. These two visions cannot coexist forever, and the collision seems inevitable. But the million-dollar question remains, will firing Chiwenga trigger a coup-like response? Will it fracture the military's unity? Will it weaken ZANU-PF so badly that the opposition finds its way to power? These are not far-fetched scenarios, they are possibilities that Zimbabweans must brace for. Geza's voice in all of this is like that of a political oracle reminding the nation of the dangers of arrogance in leadership. As the drama unfolds, one thing is clear, Zimbabwe is entering yet another dangerous chapter where power struggles threaten to overshadow the real issues that ordinary citizens face. Instead of focusing on fixing the economy, reducing unemployment, and ending corruption, the top brass is once again consumed by who sits in which chair. And when leaders play musical chairs with power, it is always the people who suffer the most. So the message is loud and clear. Firing Chiwenga is not just a political decision, it is a gamble with the stability of the entire nation. Geza's warning may sound harsh, but perhaps it is the wake-up call that Zimbabwe's leaders need to avoid repeating the mistakes of the past. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that when giants in ZANU-PF clash, the ground beneath the people of Zimbabwe always shakes violently. Now I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Mnangagwa will go through with this plan to remove Chiwenga, or will he listen to Geza's warning and keep the fragile balance intact? Drop your comments below, don't forget to subscribe, and share this video so more people can join this crucial conversation. The battle for Zimbabwe's future is not happening in the streets right now, it is happening in the high offices of ZANU-PF, and its outcome will affect every citizen. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.